What's up, everybody? Before we get into this episode, whatever it may be, I am going to be as surprised as you are when it starts. Come see me live do stand-up. Come see me live do stand-up. It's a good time. It's a brand new hour I'm working on. People seem to be enjoying it. I'm enjoying crafting it. Just come on out to Madison, Wisconsin, February 9th through the 11th, right? How about them apples? Then Tacoma, Washington. I'm coming out to you, Seattle, and I'm bringing a full bottle of antidepressants so I don't get SADS. What's it called? Seasonal affective disorder. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do Russia, that's just called Russian in Russia. And then I'll be in Chicago. Only a handful of tickets left for those shows. They asked me to add a show. I said no. I'm not a piece of meat. You're not going to work me. I'm not a fucking bottom line. I'm a human being. I'm not going to just fucking continue to add shows. I'm not a fucking pig, oink, oink. I value my mental health. Obviously, I've been pushing myself to the limit as is. So you get these fucking shows and that's it. All right? Or else we like we do with like Andy Kaufman did with Tony Clifton. We just chat. We put Jared in a wax face, and he just goes out there and he just fucking, what's up? I'm Yannis. What's going on? You know, there's problems on the right and the left. You know what it is? You know, keep it going. Which, hey, if I get huge and then something bad happens to me, you guys got to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
You got to keep it going. Like, you got to put something on Jared, get a wax thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get eye surgery.
You're gonna have to pull your eyes together. So get those tickets in Chicago. The great Jared Harvin will be with me for all of these. Atlantic City Comedy Club, March 3rd. Emmaus Theater, March 4th. What are we going to do during the day in Emmaus?
Probably look at some place where they hit slaves.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a little history. If it's cold outside in Emmaus, you're almost thankful because it gives you an extra excuse to just watch television.
Yeah.
Arlington Draft House, March 9th through the 11th. That is the Washington, D.C. area. I just call it D.C. Arlington's 3 minutes over the bridge, and it's gorgeous. You go past the Arlington Cemetery. You're coming over to the Draft House. You sit in a chair that's too comfortable. That club has, like, comfortable chairs. So if anyone falls asleep during my set, I don't blame him because they have, like office chairs that are cushioned. It's like a cool little – it used to be, you know, it's like Draft House.
Yeah.
You know, they do, like, the cool, comfortable seating. Mm-hmm. So, which is not great for comedy. You want people to be comfortable, but you don't want them to be, almost be able to lay down.
True.
You know? That's the problem.
Don't want it to recline and fall asleep.
Comedy's got like movies. You can be totally reclined. Comedy, it's got to be somewhere in the middle. It's always comedy's about that tightrope walk. Mm-hmm. You don't want them uncomfortable because then they don't want to be there. You don't want them too comfortable because then their rest takes precedence over your jokes.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Them wanting to take a nap will always win out over over hearing the next joke, no matter who it is. No matter who, how excited is anyone to see a comedian past the first 2 minutes? You know? We don't bring it out of people like that. You see Chris Rock, you get excited at the beginning, and then his nerdy voice pops out, and his skinny little frame that you want to throw into a ceiling fan starts, and his teeth, his nerdy cartoon teeth come out, and you're going like, this is a nerd in high school.
Yeah, it's one of Jeff Dunham's puppets.
Yeah, he does look like a Jeff Dunham puppet. And people go, he's a nerd. It's a bunch of nerds. I'm a nerd, okay? I'm a fucking nerd. I'm basically a Greek. All Greeks are like male lesbians. I'm an emotional wreck. I'm like a emotional, anxiety-ridden, you know. And I was like handsomer when I was younger, but then the nerd really blossomed as my face grew around my eyes.
Yeah.
And now I look like a nerd. Nobody loves nerds. You're a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a fucking geek. Then we're going over to Dallas, Texas. Okay? It's Plano, but same shit.
Yeah, it's in the area. Plano, Addison, all the same shit.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Just say Dallas. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. Nobody's going like, nobody says, oh, now I'm not in Dallas. Anyone who lives in Plano is there to be close to Dallas. Mm-hmm. So it's Dallas, all right? Dallas, Texas, March 16th through the 18th. Springfield, Missouri, March 23rd through the 25th. The least excited I am for that. Springfield, Missouri. I hope the crowd is great. See, the problem is the shittier the place, usually the better the comedy. So I'm the least excited to see, but the most excited to do the shows.
Yes.
So, get out there. And then Phoenix, March 30th through April 1st. God, I'm getting the hotel buyout on that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you the condo.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I'm not sleeping, where Sam Morrell had a panic attack in that bed before me.
Yeah. I saw Mark Norman's pee staying in the bed.
Yeah. Comedy condos. It's fucking hilarious. All right. Then good club, though. Love that club.
Great club.
Oh, Rich Bronson's House of Comedy. Then Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida.
Nice.
That's going to be fun. Those shows are great. Crowds are great. Punchline, San Francisco, California, May 4th through the 6th. And Providence, Rhode Island, May 12th through the 13th. Get your tickets at YannisPappasComedy.com. And remember to join the Patreon for bonus episodes, guys. Patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour. At this point, it's $1.25 a week for an excellent episode of content where I truly, truly don't think about any type of sponsorship, which is as free as I can be. It's free as a bird. If you want to see me streak down the aisles of comedy, if you want to see me streak naked, all right, with the boys, go to patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour. It's basically our OnlyFans.
It's our OnlyFans, yes.
Yeah. So you never know what's going to happen. See you over there. Enjoy this episode.
Yannis Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the day long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and there's something up. Now here comes a great kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this kid's screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day. It's a long day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Yannis Pappas Hour, where we don't know, but we love to speculate. We don't know the facts. Nobody can know. Isn't that the best part of the culture, the commentary culture, is you can really just really shit on someone, and it has nothing to do with the truth.
Yeah.
And this is a safe place for this because we don't mean no harm, although harm may happen, and your feelings may get hurt if we talk about you. But we're just trying to use you to make people laugh. We're even worse. We're even worse. We want to use your plight. We want to use whatever's going wrong with you to try to make other people feel good because they're not going through something as hard as what you're going through. That's the point of what we're doing. The world is a little mean, and we don't try to avoid that. We accept it, and we deliver you news-like content. But dare I say we make it up. Dare I say we don't know the facts. Dare I say we got a nice editorial retraction about the African kid showering in piss from last episode. that was not a shower.
It wasn't a shower.
Those kids were dyeing their hair.
It was a bleaching session.
It was more, if believe it or not, it was more of a vanity.
True.
Happenstance.
Yeah.
It was a guy thinking about his looks, and he I guess it's a hack. I think it's a life hack for if you want to dye your hair blonde.
Yeah.
You dye it with the ammonia of some animal's piss.
Yeah, they don't got just for men over there. Just
they don't have Sun-In.
Yeah.
Remember Sun-In? Yeah. It looked like a little sun tanning lotion bottle.
Yeah, get those.
And you just sprayed it on your head.
Yeah.
They don't have that. So thank you for that editorial retraction. Now here's the thing: I didn't double check to make sure that was true. I just saw 2 people commented it, so I figured since it was more than one, it had to be an accurate editorial retraction.
Probably. Yeah.
Did you follow up and find out?
No.
If it was truly...
I did the same thing that you did.
Yeah.
All right.
You just assume.
I just assumed. If
Here's the deal.
If more than one came out, I thought it was true. It's kind of like
too.
The Bill Cosby thing.
Yeah. The more than one accuser, you go, it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm not sticking around long enough to know if it happened or not. We stick and move. If 2 people say it's true, Guess what? It's true.
Yeah, with the Floyd Mayweather podcast.
Yeah. In what way?
We stick and move.
Stick and move, baby. Stick and move. We do the Philly show for boxing fans.
Yeah.
So Tom Brady is retiring.
He is retiring.
And before the podcast started, we were speculating on who was right and who was wrong. I loved watching Divorce Court with Jared Harvin and Jesse Scaturo.
Yeah.
Well, you were representing Giselle, the Brazilian 40-year-old supermodel. Is she 40 yet?
Must be.
Do you lose your title of super in front of the model when you turn 40? You can't continue to be a supermodel at 40.
Yeah, you got to get a demotion of somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just because she's retired from being a super hot doesn't mean he should be retired from being a professional football player. I think that's why she pressured her. She's like, I want to both be former super. He was a superstar. She was a supermodel. Her super status got taken first. Her super status for looks. What a talent. What a talented lady.
Yeah.
What a talented lady, born with genetics. There must be something that God wants or nature wants us to bang hot, dumb chicks, because why does he make them so hot?
Plentiful.
Yeah, it's so plentiful.
Yeah.
42.
Huh?
She's 42.
42. So you got to revoke supermodel at that point.
You can't have Versace heels with gout.
I think you revert back to. I think you revert back to. I think you revert back to part-time former. You gotta plus. There's got to be a plus size for age.
Yeah, there's an asterisk next to supermodel.
It's got to be like a. See, you don't want to be mean, right? Plus size is like the politically correct way to say a fat bitch on a runway.
Yeah.
So we got to find a politically correct way to refer to a geriatric bitch on a highway, on a runway. So what would it be? Senior's too derogatory. What would you call her? The same way a plus size model.
Mature.
Mature
yeah.
Still has a little sting to it.
Seasoned supermodel.
Seasoned supermodel.
Yeah. SSP.
Seasoned supermodel. That's a good one. She's a seasoned Brazilian model.
Yeah.
Been in the game a little bit. Thrown up a few times to make weight. Nobody likes to make weight more than a wrestler or a supermodel. They got a lot in common. They could make out with no enamel on their teeth, that fucking acid breath, and they would cancel each other out. You should see more people who have things in common together more. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it takes a person like me to bring that to their attention, that these are two groups that have a lot in common. Mm-hmm. They both need to make weight.
Yeah.
They both sometimes need to throw up food in order to make weight.
Yeah.
That's going to burn the enamel off your teeth, and it's going to make your trachea all ripped up.
They should just go on dates and
just
argue who's going to have
cancel
the
each other
last
out.
slice of ice.
Yeah, and bulimics. And just good run-of-the-mill talentless bulimics. Should be going after supermodels. If they're male, there are some male bulimics.
Yeah.
Male lesbians. There's a lot of male lesbians out there, and I'm one of them. I don't know why that hasn't catch on as like a funny thing to call a guy with feelings. That's a real Sean Terry kind of. This guy's a fucking male. You know, this guy's he's fucking. This is my boy Mike. What can you do? He's got feelings. So 7-time Super Bowl champion. And the most famous cleft chin in business. Kid looks like someone fucking threw a dart at a dartboard at a drunk night in Boston and it missed. Looked like Aaron Hernandez. Got a little too excited one night after a victory and missed the dartboard and just poked him right in the goddamn chin. You think when he sweats, a little pool of sweat just happens right there?
Yeah.
And a gnat wants to dive into it?
Oh, yeah. It probably stinks like a belly button.
Stinks like a belly button in that little fucking cleft chin. And you think a gnat sees that and goes, I want to take a sauna in that little, it's like, that looks like a big sauna for a gnat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it must fill up with sweat.
Little tide pool.
Yeah. He's got a fucking weird head. I've noticed in his last retirement video, he's got a long head. You know, he's past his good-looking stage. Everyone's got a hot period. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
You're entering yours. Who knows how long it lasts? It doesn't last forever.
Doesn't last forever.
People's ears keep growing, their nose keeps growing. The hot phase doesn't last. Some people bloom later. Some people bloom earlier. I bloomed earlier, and all I do is struggle to get some glimpse of it back, because I was a hottie patati in high school.
Yeah.
I was a hottie patati. Everything was skinner. So when this is skinnier, this kind of comes out.
Yeah.
The eyes kind of just match a little better, right? So I had fuller hair. I was a hottie patati. And then I started eating a lot. And my metabolism slowed down.
And
I just became decent looking from certain angles.
Packed on pounds, dog. You were skinny back in the day, but now
I'm down to 207.
now your body looks like it's fully prepared for winter all the time.
Absolutely. I look like I'm wearing I look like I'm a marshal on a plane all the time with a bulletproof vest on. But I've lost a lot of weight. I'm down 12 pounds.
The fans are noticing too. I saw some of the comments.
Jawline's coming back. We're on our way up. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
I'm fucking running up those rocky steps. How funny is it that he did that movie in heels? Can we just take a second to appreciate how funny insecure short guys are? Short guys are funny. I saw a fucking midget today at Sunset Park all about his business on a stroll. And he was going somewhere, dog. And I think it was to Seatown. But he was determined. But, you know, he had a young little person walk, whatever. Midget, little guy, a little guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're not insecure about their height. They accept it. You know? I mean, they're insecure about their height, but there's nothing they can do about it.
So you got to make the best out of life.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you just can't. Napoleon was a little guy, but he got people to follow him. But you can't, as a little person, there'll never be a little person president, even if they're genius. Maybe that's where we're making our mistake.
That is a good idea.
There is hidden things in the code that we have to kind of get over our biases to unlock. That'll help humanity. That might be one of them. Or like the women born with two heads. Like those girls should be president. It's a joke of mine, but like go watch it in Blowing the Light.
You're true.
But like who better to understand how to compromise and get things done,
It's true.
you know, than two people who share the same body.
Yeah.
I make brilliant points, and they're jokes. And it's really sad when I call them brilliant points.
No, that is brilliant.
But it is a funny thing. It's a funny joke. My guy who does my clips, I'm talking to you, we got to make that a clip and make it clean and nice, you know, about the next president, who should be the next president.
Yeah.
There's probably codes to be unlocked here and there, you know? So being a quarterback unlocked his quest for greatness. We got to watch something. It's cool to watch greatness because it lets you know I'm not great. You know, so it solves that real quick for you. That's the best part about it. And I'm not talking about hyped up greatness by the industry, by nepotism. That's what's great about sports. Is sports show us people who we know as people who've played sports and as sports fans, we know we just watched greatness. Somebody overcome obstacles, train, go through so much pain to train to get there and sacrifice and beat other men who are trying to beat them.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's even crazy to even want to do that.
And when
to
you
be
watch
confrontational is crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even confrontational. If someone's like, hey, man, you looking at me? I'm like, oh, I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't even want to compete with you there. But these guys go out there and smash their bodies into each other. And then there's one guy standing. There's one guy standing with a divorced wife who was pregnant when he left her. There's a little destruction in its wake. Greatness doesn't become greatness without a little destruction in the wake.
Yep.
Okay, there's a couple broken eggs in that wastebasket next to that beautiful omelet that now has mushrooms and onions and
Chlorophyll, judging by his face.
yeah, Brazilian seasoned models in there. Who you kidding? Look, he maybe even did the last season to get rid of Giselle. He's still Tommy Terrific. He's Tommy Terrific. He's coming off another season where he's still one of the best quarterbacks. He's still young looking. He's 47, dog. He's 47.
Which is young for Florida.
He's 46.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a 46-year-old man. Look, I hate that. The rules are just different. What do you want from me? You're gonna get mad at me because the rules are different for men and women? You know what a 47-year-old man is in? I'll tell you what it is in dog years, women years, and then something else years. A 46-year-old man in women years is a 21-year-old woman. I'm sorry, but I'm here in lack of vino veritas. I'm here to just tell you the truth. Ladies know it too. I'm not saying anything they don't know. So how do you lock yourself down if your nickname is Tommy Terrific at 46, knowing that you got an out, knowing that you can afford to support these bitches? A big motivation for not getting a divorce is like, oh my God, like how am I going to see the kids? Where am I going to get my house? How am I going to afford to pay this bitch the money she needs? But he's in a great position. She apparently makes more money than him, although I don't know how. Did she start some fashion brand or something?
There's a lot of freaks in the world, dog.
No.
See her body.
She's not making money off that anymore. No, I don't think so. She's like legit. Tom Brady's not going to marry no fucking... Tom Brady's got class. Yeah. He wears turtlenecks and shit. Yeah. He's not doing any of that OnlyFans model. That's a Dennis Rodman kind of... You'll see Julie and Edelman, Gronk. They'll be with although Gronk's been with a classy lady for a long time. He's been with the same girlfriend. I met her. She followed me on Twitter, and then she unfollowed me on Twitter. And they've been together a long time. Gronk picked me up like I was a girl.
I remember that.
Yeah, he picked me up like I was a girl. People don't understand how big these guys' hands are and how mutant-like they are. When you see Gronk, he's a massive man.
Yeah, he picked you up like a bag of groceries.
Even Michael Strahan, when I met Michael Strahan a few times and talked to him, I interviewed him. I've had a good life.
True.
I've had a decent life meeting these. And when you meet athletes, it means more because these guys are actually great. They don't play dress up for a living. They go out there and they compete as men. They don't go out there and do fucking Shakespeare monologues. No offense, Jared. I'm impressed, but I'm not that impressed. I'd be more impressed if you won an Oneonta intramural basketball championship.
Yes.
$375 million the kid has.
This is what he's going to make. Holy shit.
That is $374.99999 more dollars than Jared Harvard has right now.
He's doing the math.
And that is $3.75 more million minus a couple $100,000 that I have right now.
He's stepping right into this.
And we can't even do yours because you don't measure money as your monetary system you respect.
Yeah.
You do some sort of barter system with free art.
You measure money as the amount of compliments that you got in a day.
Yeah. You give the coffee shop a free piece of finger painting and they give you a coffee.
Dude, look at this. He's stepping right into the announcer's booth next year.
With that face, I mean, Tommy Terrific,
Yeah.
that deal's going to be. So his announcer deal is 3.75. He doesn't have to be
$375 million.
375 million post-career.
Yeah.
That's his next job.
He's got the next 10 years all.
First of
set
all,
up.
let me say something earnest for a second. Hats off to his passion for football. Didn't need to do that. Obviously loves competing and winning. In his video, which we'll show in a second, he choked up. He obviously had love for the game, right? So hats off to just that, like a guy who just still wants to keep going. Tom Brady is my age, dog. He's essentially my age. Mm-hmm. And he's competing at the highest level of a sport, at the highest level in that sport still. It's pretty crazy. What him and LeBron James have done. Now, I don't know what kind of mutant fucking juice they're shooting him up with. We'll probably find that out, and it'll disappoint us later, because then you'll be like, oh, that it's not as amazing as we thought. But if they're not, this is nuts. Football is a violent game. He's 46. He's a 46-year-old man. That would be like me still being a professional athlete. I haven't picked up a basketball and played a 5-on-5 game since maybe I was 35. And before I did that, maybe 30. I hung up my goddamn shit-streaked, sweaty Fruit of the Loom underwears underneath a pair of discount no-name basketball shorts down at fucking 51 courts in Park Slope, Brooklyn, a long time ago.
You got out of
and
there.
I loved it.
Yeah, you got out of there.
It was my life, dude.
And then you replaced that passion for basketball for ciabatta bread.
I replaced that passion for basketball, I truly believe, with horrific anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
You know, because that was something. And you know, you can't get back into basketball because the injuries. It's just a game where you get injured too much. It's not. I'm not into that. So I hate golf.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
I think I'm going to do competitive dancing. I signed up for a Krav Maga class, and I still haven't gone.
What?
I just sent these people $250, and they keep texting me. I've become personal. I have like a personal text relationship with one of the women who runs it, because she's like, "Are you available now?" And I'm like, "No, I got to do this." Because right now I'm renovating everything. I'm putting so much on my goddamn plate that I had to pop a clonopin to do this episode. And boy, did it work. So, shit. But I think he's leaving his hot stage right now. He had a real nice hot stage where he was like, look at there. Yeah, I think the hot stage is ending. He has like a Frankenstein head. You know, Adams in the Family. What's the guy Adams in the Family? Lurch? He's got a lurch head. Yeah. I mean, I never knew the kids fucking had a Cro-Magnum head like that. After putting on a football helmet for that many years, it kind of shaped his head. Let's take a peek. Hold on. Did you watch it?
No.
I watched it. It's real short and sweet. It'd be funny at the end if he just went. It would be really funny at the end. But at the end he goes, "I love you all," and then he went, "Trump 2024." That would have been. He's a guy who loved Trump, but his wife said he can't say it. Him, Dana White, they all hang out.
Yeah, that was his real QB sneak.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year.
He gets choked up right here.
I really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
It's nice, though.
It's very funny to watch him crying on like what's probably $1 million beachfront.
Yeah.
You hear him crying in the background. You go, "You want another pina colada, Mr. Brady?"
Yeah. There is a purity to this that I'd like to acknowledge. There's a purity to it that I'd like to acknowledge. And I don't think, I like having just a quick earnest moment, and then we'll rip him to shreds. He's entering in the $375 million next job. He's got endorsement deals out the yang. He's got his TD12 brand, a TB12 brand now. He's got it all, man. But like, he cares about football. You could see that he cared about his career. So all that stuff that he has came from that genuine passion that he had for football. These are and should be kids' heroes across the board in all fields. It's the guys who are not propped up to sell you things in institutions. It's like they did it because they loved it.
True.
Whether they got paid or they didn't, they'd be out there. He was a competitor. He wanted to win. He represented the sport well. He cares. You could take all the money from him. It didn't matter. You could tell in that emotion that it was about football. You know, his retirement, and there's a lot of other athletes' retirements that are a lot different. You know, like I bet you Catino Mobley's, retirement was just like, hey man, yeah, come over to my new car dealership as soon as this is over. Like he loved basketball, but it's like something. These are heroes, man. They're warrior poets, and they're great examples for kids that like you work for it. It doesn't get given to you. You work for it, you know? Like an animal, like an obsessed animal.
Yep.
And then you get the money. And then, you remember when the era switched between Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley getting their big endorsement deals like 6 years into the league, you know? Of course you're going, well, the owners, all these companies got the money. They can be given it. But there was something to that, like where the endorsements and sponsorships came as a sure thing to guys that produced, who actually created a body of work. And then it changed. And that could have been the beginning of all this falling to shit, lowering standard kind of American culture
Marketing.
that is starting to become prevalent.
Yeah.
Is when Sebastian Telfair got his $9 million Adidas deal. They started giving deals to guys as soon as they got in the league. Shoe deal, immediately. LaMelo, it's like, boom. Now, look, LaMelo had a great first season or whatever. No superstar yet. Now, it's marketing. It's like inflation. It becomes inflation because these business guys get in and they go, money, 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 money. Potential, pay them on potential, get it going. We can get in there, we can pressure them now. We don't want to, they make the sale. They go, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss out when he becomes. And people go, I don't want to miss out when he becomes. So you give LaMelo fucking whatever he got. Now, guy, he's getting hurt every fucking 3 games now. You remember the Clippers team? They were touted. They got all those endorsements. They all stunk. Darius Miles and the shooter, Q Richardson. I mean, they all stink. Yeah. They all ended up stinking because there's more to becoming great than potential or talent. It just is. He's a second-round pick. Steph Curry, mid-major, overlooked. Was he a lottery? 8th? He didn't go top 5.
I don't think so.
No, he wasn't top 5.
Klay Thompson, late first round, right? Second round. Green. I was going to say AC Green. The nerdy virgin AC Green.
Steph was 7th.
7th. He went 7th. I'm close. But he came from a mid-major. Nobody wanted him till then. And then Draymond Green was a second-round draft pick. So it's like, what are we teaching kids anymore? Like, what is it? Is it like your potential? Because if you reward the kids as soon as they come in, why are they going to work to become like as good as these guys?
Yeah. That's why no one likes participation trophies, because it just rewards you for participating.
Yeah, you're in the league. Good for you.
Yeah.
You got your rookie contract. Good for you. You're rich.
You got to work for
But
it.
why the fuck are these sponsors and companies just flooding them on potential? Because, I think what happened is maybe they think the kids don't care, and maybe they don't. Because it's all like, who's cool?
Hype. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like hype and cool, but it doesn't really have to. This is an important moment because he represents another era. It's like an era of grit, of accomplishment. He's accomplished. Mm-hmm. He's got things in the rearview mirror. He's got sports moments that we can look back on and go like, holy shit, his will and his passion elevated a team. And it's like watching war heroics. It's like watching things that fables become made out of. When he became the Goliath, and giants were David, and they slayed the Goliath in the most, amazing fashion. But he was the Goliath that was slayed.
Yeah.
So you had to play, in order to slay him, you had to have a miracle happen. You had to have David Kyrie catch a football on his helmet. And it to happen from a guy who's David Tyree? Might as well have been Bobby Hurley's brother playing receiver. Okay, these are for the guys out there. A little sports fan talk never hurt anybody. I'm not shying away from it. Right? Might as well have been LeBron James' other son who caught the ball, who's not being pressured into playing with his father so his father can be happy for at least one game or season. Not all of them are going to get the genes. There's going to be a few fucking just guys there. There's going to be a few Chet Hankses in the LeBron family who become workout internet personalities. And that's a talent too. But they ain't going to be a bunch of Bronnies. Bronny, we only got one prospect in the LeBron household, right?
No, his other brother might be better than him, actually.
So 2.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan had 0. Because you know why? Michael Jordan probably crushed their dreams immediately.
Yeah, he did.
When they go,
have
hey,
0.
you want to be? He goes, he probably just went, you'll never be as good as me. Nobody will ever beat me. Come out and play one-on-one. And he probably just started dunking all over his 7-year-olds until they cried because he's an absolute psychopath reptilian. He's a reptilian psychopath. And Michael Jordan does not care. He won't let his own son beat him. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Not at nothing. Tic-tac-toe, nothing.
Oh, imagine the nightmare would be to be married to him. Your wife makes eggs. She's like, how's the eggs? And he's like, they're okay. They're all right. They're not as good as my eggs. And you're like, come on, Michael. He goes, no, let me show you. Let me get eggs. And hello, let me get my boys over here. We'll judge. We'll make a judge contest of whose eggs. And I'll bet you $50 million. I'll bet you the money that I give you for your purses that mine is better. And you're going like, this is our day now. We're wrapped up in Michael Jordan's competitive need to win everything. He was a psycho like that.
Yeah.
Like he was a full-blown psycho. The Jordan rules touches upon that. Like even in the documentary, the security guard's rolling dice and then he's got to get in there and then the ping pong and then he didn't sleep that night and he practiced ping pong and then in the morning he wakes up and he's like, I watched this clip of his teammates going like, the dude didn't sleep, man. He'd be first in the gym. And then like something like that, he'd be like, Michael, when did you find time to get good at ping pong? And he's just like, well, you gave me a reason because I have to dominate you in every single aspect of what gets me feeling competitive.
I took that personally, I took it personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun that he's a full-blown asshole. Me and Jared found a clip of him. He has a garage in Charlotte, and we passed it.
Yeah.
Where he's got some of his cars. And the gate was open in the video, and these kids saw him. These 2 little kids, they're by themselves. I mean, it's Michael Jordan. It's almost like seeing a god. He's godlike. He's like, these are the ancient Greeks used to make statues out of guys like this. He's like the David. He's like Michelangelo's the David. Like he's a warrior. It's in his face. It's in his presence, in his aura. I mean, he's just magic, dude.
If he was a David, he'd get mad at Michelangelo for making his dick so small.
Yeah, he would. He would be upset about that. He would be irate about that. And then he would learn how to sculpt himself better than Michelangelo. He would be irate about that. But he's just got a vibe about him. He doesn't have to try. Like everyone just started imitating him because of the vibe. He was a Bama from North Carolina. He didn't have no fucking style. You see the awful suits he used to wear? Those big ass fucking Paula Poundstone shoulder pads and the double-breasted 90s suits. He was not a great dresser.
No, he was
He's
not.
a Bama. He's a Southern Bama from North Carolina with no style. But somehow his aura influenced the entire world to imitate him. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of it was the era of those big-ass suits.
True, but yeah.
But even now, he still doesn't dress good. He wears, like, slacks and, like, golf shoes. And, he's a Bama. He's not from New York. He's not a New York kid who's thinking about style. But somehow his aura, my point is, became the most fashionable thing for guys now. His sneakers, like his shorts, when he changed his shorts from short to long, everything. People started walking like him, acting like him, because he was a warrior. And he's an absolute dick. So these children, they see the videos, they see Michael, and they're like, oh my God, like imagine being a kid. It's like you can hear the Steven Spielberg music playing in the background. Dun, dun, dun. It's like E.T. music. Like you can feel the moment this is doing for your childhood. You're seeing a legend. I remember when Don Mattingly looked at me when I went to Yankee Stadium. I felt touched by God.
Yeah. Did he say anything?
I claim he gave me the thumbs up. My friend Ched says I made that up.
Oh, okay.
But I pushed Ched out of the way to get him to sign my glove. And then I put nail polish over his signature for years because that's how you prolong it. But I lost it somehow. I really wish I still had it. Don Mattingly's fucking, that would be great.
Yeah, I wish you did.
But he
too.
signed my glove.
You probably still have the nail polish, though.
Yeah, isn't it funny, too? I'm a man in my 40s, and I meant what I said. I wish I still had that autograph. It would mean something to me. I'm a grown man. That's how magical sports are. It's like you're watching civilized war. You're watching men compete, like complete tasks that are nearly impossible. The skill level's off the charts. And this is a hero for people. Guys like sports, he's a hero.
Yeah. See if you can play that video, Jesse.
Global icon. So I remember when we saw this parking lot, it was pretty exciting to be like, that is Jordan's parking lot.
Yeah.
One of his parking lots. These are all his cars.
And he just rejected those kids.
Yeah. I mean, rich people are funny, dude. It's like, if I become rich, I think I'm going to become kinder. This doesn't do it for me. I don't think I'm going, and maybe that's why I'll never become rich, because how many fucking cars do you need? I mean, look at this shit. And this is like one of his many, Seinfeld has like a whole building of cars. It's like, what do you do with all these fucking cars? I like it. Who gives a fuck? Do something more meaningful than just getting in a car.
Yeah.
That's where I agree with the commies. And I say the commies should come in and take his fucking cars. And be like, why? And be like, here's why. Because it's annoying. You're annoying. Your arrogance is annoying. Larry David wrote your show. Dude, I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm on the plane. It is the funniest show that's ever existed. That in South Park. I will go, and of course Seinfeld's up there, but because of Larry David. Mm-hmm. I mean, Larry David's still going. So what was it, 8 years of Seinfeld or whatever? And then now, what is it, 20? I mean, how long has, and it's still funny.
I'd agree with that.
And now he's got JB Smoove, and he's evolved it. Like, it keeps changing. And, like, I couldn't believe it was still that funny. That shit came out in, like, 2000. Is it 20 years, Larry David show?
I think he's 11 seasons.
11 seasons?
11, 12
Because
seasons.
he took some time off, right?
Yeah. He takes a lot of time off.
So
Still
it's
the
like,
funniest show on TV.
fucking Seinfeld's arrogance bothers me. Comedians' arrogance bothers me. It really does. We're supposed to be men of the people.
2000, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, when I get a couple milli, we'll make an episode about how this was all a lie, because I'm now that.
Yeah.
I'm all now, don't look at me, don't make eye contact with me. Where's my 100th car?
Yeah, you won't be even looking at the camera.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's funny when comedians get big because we're insecure, crazy, narcissistic underdogs. And then, Jay Leto's famous.
Yeah. We tell you all that so you could like us, but then when we reach that level, all that shit just changes.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of these guys, it's just like these people, we're not meant to be famous people. Like, we don't have that in us, Like, true comedians are always like, I'm thinking too much. I'm sensitive. I don't want to, look at Jay Leno in school. How many girls do you think were into, like, what's going on? How you doing, Jay Leno? What's going on? This fucking shit is coming out. He looks like McDonald's Half Moon. And how many girls do you think were into this fucking guy? Schleppy Jew from Long Island with a high voice. Guys, gather around and look at my stamp collection. He had a stamp collection or coin collection. He was a fucking nerdo. I mean, Nate Bargatze played Christian basketball on carpeted floor.
Yeah, that's...
Now he looks like a hot patati. Somebody who peaked later, because before Nate Bargatze looked like the most handsome kid with Down syndrome that Down syndrome people have ever had.
Yeah.
He looked like the Tom Cruise of people who had a Down syndrome.
He looked like he's staring at
Old
a jar of
picture. I mean, look at
toothpicks.
the old picture. He almost looks like he beat it a little bit somehow. Before he got skinny and hot, he looked like he's like a touch of Downs in his face. There's also a touch of Downs in his comedy, to be honest with you. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Because he's like, he comes from a touch of Downsy kind of situation. And fortunate for him, this country has a huge touch of Downs. There's nothing more to this country that they don't love is a little touch of Downs. Yeah. There, he looks like the handsomest retarded kid.
He looks like he can stare at a jar of toothpicks and tell you
I
how
mean,
much
look,
they're in
he
him.
looks like if he shows up, if the van pops up, and activities night is Applebee's. The ladies have showered for this dinner. They go, Nate's here. I mean, he looked. You see it, right, Jesse?
Yeah.
There's even pictures more with his hat on. And then look at how he came out of that. Yeah. I mean, now he's just hot. Always been super funny, but now he's a good-looking guy.
He's
now.
good looking.
Yeah.
A blazer could do you well and
Yeah.
a beard, but before he looked like he had a whistle in his pocket.
He got his diet right, and he's killing himself on the road with his tour schedule. But Nate's the best. He's achieved his dreams, and he's doing great. You got to piss, Jared? Well, you can't. Right in the middle of the episode, you just gotta lose your eye. You have to lose your eye. He's on the cover of Variety. He's been on a few times. America's Comic. That one was when we were in Montreal. That was a real flex. That was really nice. I was happy for him. And he's a psycho like that, and he likes that. So he knew that all the industry was up in Montreal, and the varieties that were going around had his face on it. He fucking loved it. He's a competitive guy. And a funny one. He has a new special out right now. Go watch Nate's special. It's on Amazon Prime. It just came out. One of the funniest guys. I came up with Nate. We were friends for a long time. We don't see each other that much anymore. He lives in Nashville. But just a guy you always knew was going to be a star one way or the other. It was just going to happen one way or the other. He was going to figure it out.
Yeah.
He's smart in his dumb way. And he's also extremely talented as far as comedic timing and funny. And then, of course, if you're brave enough to do it and you're persistent enough to get better and you're born with a talent, it's inevitable. At some level, you get some level of success, which is fine.
Yeah.
It all feels the same. Mm-hmm. It really does.
Yeah.
It feels the same.
Being successful is like having sex with a woman in Bangkok.
In what way?
Because no matter man or woman, it feels the same.
I like that, actually.
That's a thinking.
I like that. That was a good
You
one.
didn't have faith in me on
Yeah,
that one.
I really
saw
enjoyed
it in
that
your
one.
legs.
Yeah.
But
It was a good one.
yeah.
Dare I say, I think that clears the park. I think that's a really good one. I think that's up there with your, you had one, you said the woman
She has
last
money
year,
in Ukraine, yeah.
you said the crypto queen who stole $4 billion. He goes, we were like, what do you think she is? And he goes, I think she's, because she has $4 billion, I think she's Ukrainian. I was like, that clears the park.
Yeah.
I think that Bangkok joke, I think we're starting to operate on a nice level where the ball's clearing the wall.
Yeah.
When they don't clear the wall, that's fine too. That's the best part about comedy. And it's especially good about podcasts, is because podcasts are not polished. And I think that's why people like it, because they're there for the hang. They're there for the ride to see when the funny comes.
And it's hard to think of jokes on the spot like that.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to miss.
Yeah, gonna miss.
Yeah, you're going to miss. And sometimes you're going to miss even when it's a rehearsed set. I've seen it happen to you.
Yes. Yeah, I've been at it. Mhm.
Yeah,
It
it's happened to me.
Yeah, but
I've been carted off on a stretcher. So
you even had people.
none of us are perfect.
Yeah, you even made people get carted off on a stretcher too.
Yeah, did I?
Soldiers.
Oh, yeah. Somebody died in the audience. Aren't you guys a little tired of people, you know, like everyone's like lecturing everyone on how they need to be better? Isn't that a little tiring at this point?
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's like, are you better because you do CrossFit? Like, okay. You know? It's like everyone's lecturing everyone how to be better. It's like, shut the fuck up. A guy wants to fucking enjoy his life. He doesn't want to do Marine. He doesn't want to do Navy SEAL training at 4 a.m. He's a dad with 3 kids. He wants to put his hand in his fucking balls, sniff it, have a coffee, and play with his daughter, and be a little overweight. Go fuck yourself, you psycho. Yeah. If you're still doing Navy SEAL drills after you've been discharged from the Army, maybe you're a little fucked up. Maybe there's something wrong with you. Smoke a fucking joint.
Yeah, relax.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, why do you have a trumpet as your alarm clock? Relax.
Yeah, fucking go watch a fucking Netflix series. Go hang out with your boys. Have a laugh. Smoke a cigar. Jesus fucking Christ. And this obsession with health. As if like fucking we're not all taking the high road. Look, there's a private plane waiting for all of us. There's plenty. God's got plenty of planes and plenty of runways. Okay? Your plane is out there. One day you will be on the runway, and that plane will take off and go into either the straight part of heaven or the gay part of heaven. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I think we discussed and just continue from a previous episode. You know, God likes straight stuff, right? So according to the book, it was a really funny part of the last episode where it's like, God's in charge of the straight world. Like that's what he created. The gay world was created by, remember, Lucifer.
Yes.
Because, you know, he got bored or whatever. He's not full God. So he's a little gay. And so God's in charge of Andrew Tate. Like if Andrew Tate right now, like his appeal got rejected. He wanted the Romanian authorities to let him out. He doesn't like being detained for one main reason. What would your guess be? What would be his main reason?
He doesn't want to be in handcuffs because he likes to put women in handcuffs.
It's a good reason. Survey says that gets a couple of nice ones. The real reason is because his hair looks fucking stupid right now. It's just growing out. A bald guy's hair growing out. Looks all stringy and patchy. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like the top G right now. He looks like a fucking jihadi.
Yeah.
Who they caught underground in a cave.
He looks like he played for the Moroccan team.
Yeah, I mean, he's not looking very top G. There's no Lenin shirt open with some dragon tattoo on his chest. He's not on a boot. Mm-hmm. He's not wearing loafers with no socks. There's no fucking fruit in the green room on the private plane right now.
Yeah, he looks like a terrorist in an episode of NCIS.
Yeah. There's no fucking dumb war refugee Slovak slaves getting whipped in the bedroom so he can look cool. I wish him the best, probably a great guy. But I don't care about Andrew Tate. I care about Tristan Tate, his brother. You know? Kid got hair plugs. How does his hair plugs look during this ordeal? Is they still holding on? These guys are going through hell. And yeah, Tristan Tate's hair plugs. Yeah, and he's admitted that those are hair plugs. They look like they'd be a fun hang. They're probably great guys. If we had him in here, we'd get along.
True.
We'd like him. I'll tell you exactly who Andrew Tate is for me. The type of guy I would love as an acquaintance. But as soon as he tried to get me closer to his world of like what he does, I'm just, my moral compass, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going like, you know, so I would just like not really enjoy it.
Yeah.
The Bugatti rides aren't big for me, you know. I'd rather have a phone conversation with Tim Dillon about how the world's ending. That's what I do for fun.
Yeah.
I call Tim and I go, did you see this article? And he does that same thing. He goes, did you see this? Ha, 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 ha. And we send each other shit like that. And that's fun for me.
Yeah.
Getting a new Bugatti's not big. These guys would be a cool hang for a little bit. It would be tempting to bang one of their human trafficked slaves if you didn't know they were human trafficked, right? He'd be like, they'd be all around and he'd be like pointing you to them and you'd be like, you know, guys get tempted. But then, you know, you get in there, you know, and if you're drunk enough and you're like, God damn it, we're in Romania. Whatever, maybe this is cool. I mean, he's just sending her to me. I don't know. He's assaulting here. I'll go back and you go like, what's her name? And she's like, Bulvigi. Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, Bulvigi. And then like, you know, I'm like a kind of like a sweet guy, kind of like I can't do that hard thing. I'm a male lesbian, right? I figured out I'm a male lesbian.
Yeah.
I have too many feelings. I get panic attacks like women do.
Yeah, you can't do that, dog.
So I'll go like, so he'll send me in, but then I'll ruin it. I'll go like, you know, so what's up? Like, where are you from? And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm actually I'm from Chechnya. Before, you know, Putin came and he bombed and my whole family they're gone. And then I had to walk from Chechnya all the way to Bulgaria. In Bulgaria, I was trafficked by the mafia for 10 years. And then, thank God, I came to the brothers Tate. They treat me so well. They let me stay in a cave in the basement. And then I'm going like, okay. And then she's going, okay, you ready? And I'm going, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready.
But they want you to choke me.
Yeah.
And you're just like, hey, do you want some chamomile?
Yeah, she's like, and then it's okay if you want to choke. What do you want to do? Hit, choke. No, these women are numb. They're numb because they've been through hell. You're never going to see Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have as one of in their bevy of girls, some American girl going, so glad to be here. My God. So cool. Fuck, what's going on? When does the fucking cam shit start? Because, like, I just came from fucking California, and fucking Romania is so fire. It's so fucking fire. Oh my God, are these your sword collections, boys? In your dorm room? So fucking hot. Hot, hot, hot. I fucking love it. Shit, this has nothing over Malibu. Fucking love Romania. I love how he tried to sell us. He's like, Romania's a great place. It's like, is it a great place? Is it? Is that why all the celebrities live in Romania? You go to Romania, it's just a bunch of dude with fucking nose hairs growing out on the other side. You know those types where the nose hairs are growing outside, where when you get a haircut, you have to get this trimmed down. And just ears, just blacks. It looks like there's a shadow in their ear. And they're just walking around eating fucking Polish food, whatever cuisine is dominant in Romania. Is it better? Is it better than the United States? Or does it have something to do with the fact that he bought like some like big building, right? For like very cheap and turned it into like a swimming pool, workout area, slave room, who knows? Cam girl set up. Tiger. They probably got an exotic tiger or whatever. Chess podcast studio. I like them, though. I like them.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, listen, hey, those girls want to be there, right? Kind of. Mm-hmm. Unless they don't. And I think those are what the charges are. I can't comment on it.
Yeah.
I can't comment on this international matter because my legal degree has no jurisdiction in Romania. But good luck. I wish them well, Doug. I really do wish them well. I really do wish them well because I would love for them to somehow one day be on this podcast just so I could completely use them for the attention.
Use them, yeah.
Should I admit that? It would be completely meaningless to me. I don't want them on. I don't care. But I would do it for the money.
And that's okay to admit.
That's okay to admit.
That's fine to admit.
Yeah, and I'm sure they would appreciate my honesty.
They would appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd sit down and be like, hey, look, guys, I'm sure you guys are great, okay? I'm sure you guys are great kickboxers. You're interested. I would love to talk chess with Andrew Tate. He's really good. Mm-hmm. That would be. They're probably cool guys, right?
They're probably cool guys, but not good conversation starters.
You don't think so?
No.
He's probably a sweet dude when the camera's off, right? He cries. Do you think he cried when he watched Brian's song? I need to know if a guy could. I'm going to ask every person if they cried during Brian's song, before they can become my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you cry during Brian's song?
Never
You don't
watched it.
cry during nothing.
I never watched it.
You never watch Brian's song? Ooh. You know Brian's song?
No.
Wow. How about Champ with Ricky Schroeder when his father dies in the ring?
No. I cried during dumb shit, dog.
I cried during Titanic.
I cried during Transformers too.
You did, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a sensitive kid.
A little bit.
If you don't think I got you down, you got another thing coming.
No, I know you.
Yeah, I got you down.
Yeah.
I know the whole situation there.
Yeah.
I know the whole.
I think you're wrong on some fronts, but mostly you got me down.
I got that right. No, you grew up, okay? Caring parents.
Yeah.
Mother very caring.
Yeah.
Mother very caring.
Maybe a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah, a little too much. Never too much for mother. Never. If they show you care, take it. As long as it's not anxiety. Is it anxiety kind of like we're worried, or is it more?
It's anxiety with a little bit of over the top drama.
Okay.
So like one time my mom called me. She was driving. She was like, "Jared, where are you?" I was like, "I'm driving home from the city doing shows." "Well, I just saw somebody driving on the wrong side of the road, so get home now."
Yeah, that's caring mother stuff. It's that stuff I would say is like a little annoying and funny, but you have a mother who's emotionally showing you that you're a priority in her life.
Yeah.
And not an accessory.
True.
Which is what I had. Mm-hmm. So that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just felt like I was along for their ride.
That's why you are into feminine stuff, because you wanted your mother to pay attention to you the way she paid attention to her Versace shoes.
Probably, yeah.
I hit a chord on that one, though.
Probably. Yeah, and whatever attention she paid to me was always in an anxious way. It was always about how she would look, or like out of anxiety, you know? So, you know, and they were higher achievers. My mother was like next law degree, next law degree, next law degree. And they didn't pay attention to who I was and what I wanted. You know, I was just seen as like the failure. My brother was like Oxford, Brown, Tufts, you know, just smart people.
Yep. Had to dig in there, though.
You got to dig in there. Yeah. But also, yeah, you know, father's a little tougher. You were a little more, you were brought up tough. Like, I think maybe there was like a little tougher thing, but you were the one who kind of went. You were kind of the one who kind of was a little more sensitive about it. Where the other brother was like, got yelled at, or maybe took a beating here and there and dealt with it better.
True.
Yeah.
But I got beat over dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, my father was working a job. He was a cop, but also he was going to school for his degree. So my mom was away at work. So sometimes my dad wouldn't feed me. And I would like tell my mom, and my dad would beat my ass because of that.
Right, because you're a tattletale.
Yeah.
You're a little rat.
Yeah, but Doug, I was going to bed hungry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did the right thing.
I did the right thing,
Yeah.
but I
How
paid the
bad
cost.
was the beating?
He would beat me with the food that he would serve me.
Oh.
So he got Chinese food. I was getting my ass whipped with a wonton.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was throwing the fucking low man at me like, "Oh, you want to fucking tell your mom, huh? You want tattletale?" Hit me over the head with egg foo young and shit.
You'd be like, well, technically, you're still in the wrong, no matter whether I told her or not. Technically, you're supposed to feed your child. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what it is. Tom Brady is retiring. Jared Harvard's a good kid. Who, you know, got a mean streak in there deep down there, though. You have a mean streak in there?
I don't know. I don't think so, no.
How were you raised?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty just raised well, right?
Well,
Just
my
kinda-
parents were split, so I was all.
But that was okay, right?
Yeah, no, I just was all over the place. I had like half the week at one house, half the week at another house.
You had 2 houses.
Yeah, no, it was all good.
Yeah.
I mean, they were apartments, but it was all good.
Yeah. Yeah, but in New York, you don't know the difference.
No.
Dude, we went back into my mom's house today. It's tiny.
Really?
It's tiny for a house.
I remember it being huge.
Yeah, because we have Stockholm syndrome in New York City. I mean, now that I live in a house, you go like, this is fucking cramped. It's like small. The bathroom is fucking like tight. Like, it's crazy to see.
Location, though. Good
Of course,
location.
it's all location, but it's nuts to see. Like, the basement ceiling's all fucking low, and yeah, it's like kind of a dump for like. But people want to be, you know, in the area.
Be close, yeah.
They want to be close. The location's incredible. Of course, you can fix it up and make it nice, look nicer, but they're not like big. It's not like big. The kitchen's not like massive. You go to some of these other places now, like more modern, it's just, there's an open kitchen, there's seating. Like the kitchen in my mom's house, like this just long corridor, It's just a corridor and like with a little section for a table. It's tiny. It's like crazy. Yeah. And then you go upstairs, the bedrooms, one of them has no closet and it's tiny. It's 10 by 12 or something. You're going like, how is this the price that it is? Like how you can't find parking. You can't park anywhere. Ever, anywhere, ever. You have to legally park. There's no spots, not like here. But it's location, I guess.
The realtor's like, yeah, but there's a great bagels and lock store down the street.
Yeah, and that means something. It's worth something. But some of it, make no mistake, is Stockholm Syndrome. Some of it is you get used to what you know. Some of it is like a big telling sign about what human beings are. And a lot of what people think the world is, and a lot of people think what is right, is just completely based on whatever cave they're in. That's their reality. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of what shapes what your reality is. And then when you get out of that, you see a full another perspective. And that, a lot of people lose their minds when that happens. They go, wait a second, I can't be wrong, dog. I'm 40 years in. Like, I gotta. A lot of people just stick to it for that. They just go, fuck. They just go, Sean Terry, they go, close it. Close it. There's a door opening. I don't want fucking open. Close it. I go in two fucking door. It's been too fucking many years that I haven't looked in that door. I ain't looking in it now. I don't want to know what's in there. I don't want anything to change. That's like hit me in the face. If you're asking me to see something from a different way, is an act of violence. It's an act of violence at this point. Keep those fucking doors of change closed. Because they bother me. There's people like that. Yeah. All walks of life. You go down south, same thing. Get that shit out of here, man.
Yeah.
Get that fucking shit out of here, dude. Get it out. Get that voodoo science shit out of here, man. We got the church down here, and we don't need your shit.
True.
We don't need your shit.
Because, a lot of people will experience regret if they see that they could have exposed themselves to something better their whole life. Like the 40 years, it's like, oh, that's a waste. I could have had this already. And now I have to sit in the mirror and reflect on myself and reflect on the dump that I've been in.
Yeah, and also being wrong is a blow to the ego.
Yeah.
It's a big blow to the ego a lot of people can't take.
But ignorance is bliss, so.
Ignorance is bliss, but it also, once you get a hunch, you're in trouble. Once you get a smell, that's when you get in trouble.
It's just in your gut that
It's
whole
in
time.
your gut, now. Now you're going, fuck, something's wrong. And you try to deny it away, and you try to stay in that little room. Yeah. But you're going like, it's time for me to get in that closet and grab that tack.
Yeah.
I've been living a lie. It's raining men. Hallelujah. Automatically, when you go gay, you get into Superman pose. Yeah. Like you're flying. Palms come up. There's something about femininity that takes the palms this way.
Yep.
They just go, they just open.
Open up.
You never go like this. This is masculine, but that is free.
Just go straight Iron Man.
There's inherently things that are just like masculine and feminine, and they're funny. Like nobody put a value on that. I didn't make a decision to do that. It's inherently feminine. To move your shoulder, to move this muscle and feel this way is inherently feminine. There was no guy who faked that. That's no acting. It's just like inherently, just like the same way Michael Jordan walked and ran, that inherent cool and warrior kind of walk is inherent. It's inherent. He ain't faking it. And then there's guys out there faking it. And then the real fucking lions know, and they eat you up. They chew you the fuck up because they know you're full of shit. That's why keep your mouth closed. Don't pretend if you can't back it up, because you never know when you're around a real G. Not a top G, a real G. If you go on the charts of G's, there's a difference. You got the top G's, you got your real G's, you got your baby G's. What other type of G's you got? It's been a while since I've been in G class. And I did get a B. I never got an A because I could never get my G's right. You got your wankster G's. You got if you're a wankster, be careful to act like a top G if you're around a real G. Because a real G's are real G's.
Real G's, top G's, wankster G's, and Kenny G's.
And Kenny G's. Kenny G looked like this girl that I used to fucking get blown by in college.
Yeah, he had that
Can I
look
say
that-
that on a prestigious news show? And it was really funny. I mean, like a lot. She had curly hair, red hair, and it was like, I mean, a lot.
Yeah. Well, they both know how to blow. So.
And I used to say she looks like Kenny G, and she was a great person. She had a great laugh. But I don't think that was great for me to say. But it was funny, and she laughed a little bit about it. Because she did, as a female, she kind of looked a little like Kenny G. So it's what it is. Kenny G, dog. Black community, I think, is on board with Kenny G.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the list?
Mm-hmm. Kenny G.
Who gets, like, what white artists get on there?
Kenny G. Eminem.
I know the list. You know the list, kind of, right?
Frank Sinatra. Here and there, he gets on it. Like a lot of black people respect that classicness because that was just old time swag.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's on the list, though. There's a list. You want to hear? I'll tell you mine.
Eminem, Justin, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, Justin gets on the list a little bit. Yeah,
Kurt
But-
Cobain gets on the list too. Because
Really?
a little bit.
he gave like shout outs to like Motown and like funk in his suicide letter, so he gets that on the list too.
He also was like talented. They gave him a little, but here's the real list, and I always love it. The Police. They love the Police. Sting. George Michael. George Michael. You only can know this if this is the only way you could know this is if you had black friends, like intimately with. This is the only way to find this out because it's Phil Collins on the list. Phil Collins, Hall & Oates, big time on the list. Lisa Stansfield on the fucking list. She's R&B chick. Hall & Oates. Who am I forgetting? There's more, but those are some good, surprising ones.
I'm gonna say Paramore, the band Paramore.
Yeah,
It's younger for me, but they're on the list for.
They
black.
get on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, the list may be changing and expanding, but the funny thing is, in my day, the list was small, and it was really that. It was really the bands that I mentioned, and that was it.
Yeah.
But it was funny to watch, like, because it's just something you just know. Hall & Oates is good, and Hall & Oates they just liked Hall & Oates. Like black people they just fucking were into Hall & Oates. And then you listen to Hall & Oates and you're like, Hall & Oates was fucking dope. Hall & Oates was dope.
Yeah.
George Michael, you listen to his solo stuff, it's got soul, man. Like George Michael's stuff was good. I remember black dudes buying George Michael albums. He'd be sitting there with his shaped up goatee.
This shit looked like caked on too. Yeah. It looked like a baker did that shit.
Yeah. George Michael Greek, by the way. Dead also.
Dead also.
Yeah.
But gay as
And gay as well.
Gay as Greeks come, dog.
Yeah. Well, he was a real Greek.
Remember when he got caught with that glory hole in that bathroom in California?
Yeah, he liked dicks, man. Dicks were
Yeah.
delicious to him. Dicks were delicious to him. It's here's the thing. I don't know if we can never. It can only be this, right? So like, either dicks are delicious to you, dicks on dudes. He wants to be with gay guys, or it can be a little funny, right? Or you gotta allow it to be a little funny. I think because there's only three options. It's either makes you angry, right? You think it's a little funny, or you think they're delicious. I think those are the three, if I were to put on a diagram, so the three ways to feel about homosexuality is, and I'm not saying like funny in like you're making fun of like someone who's, brain injured. I'm saying it's a little funny in a way. It's a little funny, it's something funny to watch a woman, come over to you like that and be like, what's going on? My name's Charles. I mean, it's just funny. You're going like, how you doing? How you doing, Chuck? It's a little funny. Like a dykey woman's a little funny. A gay guy's really funny.
Hilarious.
It's a little funny. Not all funny, not in a funny, demeaning way, but it's. I don't think there's an alternative. I think like you got to be okay with being made fun of a little bit, because the alternative, I think, is just like people hate it. They get irate about it, which is like That I just never understood. I just never understood how it brings anger out in you. Because the only explanation I have for that is because people are so self-absorbed and people's fears are usually projected, right? Because if someone's not doing anything to you, but you feel like they are doing something, they're making you uncomfortable, there's a reason they're making you uncomfortable. And that's because dicks on dudes are delicious to you too. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to close that fucking door.
Yeah.
I don't want that fucking door open. Close it. What is this, a fucking Pet Shop Boys? Turn it off. Put fucking Journey back on a fucking jukebox. I want to hear Aerosmith. Put the fucking game on and hit me with another fucking Miller Lite right now. And I'm fucking stumbling home. Give me a fucking Marlboro Light. I'm walking home now. And that's it. So in conclusion, Tom Brady's past this hot stage right now. He had a little run. Everyone has a run. What are you going to do with your run? Because it doesn't last forever. A certain point, I'm trying to look at you and see how you're going to blow out. It's fun to think about. Like how your body shape's kind of stayed the same, right? Like strong kind of boulder lifter. Jesse's got a real natural strength on his back.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, you'd be lifting boulders. Yeah, you got a strong back. I always remember that.
Come from a long line of Italian shit shovelers.
Yeah, just shit shovelers. A lot of Italian shit shovelers. Yeah, Jared, I think might blow out a little. He might get boxy. Like when Jared turns into his 40s, he might get boxy like me, like a little more boxy and less like strangly. This is your hot era. You're gonna be a hottie patati for 12 years. 25, 37, and then 37, you're gonna start boxing up a little bit. These jowls are gonna come out. Mm-hmm. By that point, you'll be having a couple of Coronas. You can't help it. You'll be with Little Rel, and you guys, you'll be on the movie set. Little Rel. You want to fucking celebrate the scene. He pops out a Corona. Next thing you know, you're doing 2-3 Coronas. Next thing you know, a little bit more fried food, enjoying the spoils a little bit. And the next thing you know, Jared Harvin is a little blown out. It happens to us all. Don't think it can happen. Beetroot can only hold you for so long. Because a nice Corona with lime in it, celebrating a success, will happen. But you'll be fine. It'll never go to hardcore stuff. And you'll put on a couple pounds.
Yeah.
And your face will just get a little more bloated. And you'll just that's it. It's funny when you see a guy who's a little bloated now.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser's beyond bloated. I mean, yeah, Brendan Fraser. But yeah, he's a guy he had his era. But I saw a guy recently who's like, he just Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, it's over.
You want to say during the tennis, right?
The tennis match. I was like, holy shit. Because he was just like a manly, handsome dude. And you're like, he blew out. He had his era.
He's still he looks like a fullback now, but he still looks like he can swing it.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not, his face is starting to droop a little too much. Like it's not, that picture right there, the third picture down would do it.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, he boxed out.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He might be filming a movie, dog. I don't know what that is, but.
He's a no, I think he's, we saw him there. I mean, it just happens, dog.
But at least he still got the hair at that age.
Look, he's still Russell Crowe.
He's still Russell Crowe.
I'm saying, when you go look at Gladiator, you're talking about leading man looks.
Yeah.
Leading man looks.
But he looks inquisitive now. Like he looks like a librarian, but only for cookbooks.
Yeah, I mean, the kid just looks blown out, let's be honest. I mean, he looks a little blown out. Matt Damon's kind of passing his day. Ben Affleck's holding on with that strong jawline and
that Spanish-speaking tongue.
Yeah, he's holding on.
I mean, that guy does not fail to order at Taco Bell once. You heard him speak Spanish? Fluent.
He's fluent in it?
Yeah, because he grew up in Mexico a little bit. So.
Oh, so him and J-Lo probably.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Spanish.
It's funny to watch him speak Spanish and then J-Lo speak Spanish. It's like fucking night and day.
Because she has the accent?
No. She's horrible at it.
Oh, she's bad at it.
She's bad at it.
Yeah, because she's a New Eurekan.
Yeah.
She's like you and Sergio. You guys don't even speak Spanish. Like, I'm an American Greek. I don't speak Greek.
Yeah. I'm learning now, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben's starting. Ben's on the road. You know, he's got to be 50 now.
He's 50.
It's a nice run.
But they still look good.
They still look good, but, you know, it's over. Like the hot stage, it kind of, there was a period they were like, it's like incredible. Like they were on top of the world. You know, my favorite thing about Ben Affleck is he was such a dick to Jen Gardner. You remember when he was like, I realized, like, you know, if I kept drinking, you know, once I had quit drinking, I realized I had to, he said something really shitty about the drinking. Do you remember that? He was like, once I quit drinking, I knew I had to get out. Or, oh, if I would have stayed, I would have continued drinking. That's what it was. As if saying like, oh, I was so unhappy with her or with her. She was the reason why I was drinking. That's exactly what he said. It was like kind of, he was putting it on her, you know? I love getting into the gossip of celebrities. Yeah.
Jennifer Gardner's the only one that's still pretty.
She still looks good.
Big ass ears, but she's pretty.
Yeah, I like those ears though.
I like them, yeah.
She's got a niceness to her too.
It's niceness, but she'll hear you breathing from like 8 yards away.
Yeah, you know, Emma Stone's got a niceness to her, like a naturalness to her.
True niceness, yeah.
There's some nice ones.
But it's over.
It's over. And now it's over for the greatest quarterback. This is like when Michael Jordan called it quits, man. These are two athletes, I mean, who dominated, who were the scariest people on the field as far as winning goes. Let me just remind everybody, I know we got a lot of, you know, there's guys listening to this, so, you know, that means football fans. Let's be clear. Tom Brady went to 9, did he go to 9 or 10 Super Bowls? He went to 9 or 10 Super Bowls in his career. Can you fucking believe that? I think the closest to that is what? Joe Montana, 4, maybe? Or 6 tops? 10. He's been to 10 Super Bowls.
And caught 7 of them.
And he's won 7 of them. He lost 2 of them with miracles. Miracles. He would have had like Wilt Chamberlain amount of championships as a football player. The hardest thing to have a dynasty in. Every year is like almost a new Super Bowl. Like rarely a team repeats in a Super Bowl. Rarely. It almost never happens. I mean, it's insane. Tommy Terrific has been to 10 Super Bowl appearances. How many years did he play? 20? 19? So almost every year he played, he was in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's insane. It's like Jordan going to 6 and losing none. It's a new era. It's a moment. Yeah. I'd say this is a historic moment for Tom Brady to retire. It's a historic moment. Football is American culture. Obviously, he's in the cultural conversation, you know, and now he's off. He's off to figure out what he's going to do with his new $325 million contract from being a broadcaster. And he's got like 2 families in the wake of the destruction. Greatness, just there's going to be, you're going to look back on your boogie board and you're going to see a crying family over here, a left pregnant wife over here, a recent family abandoned over here. You're going to see bad knees, broken friendships. There's just things in your wake to get to where he had to get to. There's some pain in there. Mm-hmm. So what do? Do you think he tries to make amends, or do you think he just walks off into the sunset and continues to cause destruction to the people around him?
You got to walk off into the sunset.
I think you got to continue to be Tommy Terrific. I don't think you go around apologizing right now. Tommy Terrific don't throw apologies. He throws pigskins. So listen, fucker. You're a fucking geriatric former model. All right? I ain't fucking you no more. I'm 46. I'm back on the open market. Hide your hose. Tommy Terrific is getting a whole new $325 million contract. Take your little alimony payments. Here you go, peasants. Boom. $5 million for child support for each kid. I don't give a fuck. I still got $100 million. I got a new goddamn pea coat. I got a pea coat. I got my hair. He uses probably clay. Mm-hmm. I got my hair clay ready.
And I got more rings than J-Lo.
I got my rings on, and I'm ready to go fuck this planet up again in my second half of life. I ain't going back to Giselle crying, going, give me my family back. You can't. I think you gotta continue to be Tommy Terrific. We're talking about a guy who cheated on his wife while she was pregnant and left her. Basically what I'm saying is Tom Brady is a little bit of a dick, and dicks gotta be dicking around.
If they want to be great.
I even felt uncomfortable when Michael Jordan was crying at Kobe's ceremony. I felt uncomfortable about that.
They didn't look like real tears.
It made me go like, who's this? What's this? It's a little late for that, man. It's a little late for that. Okay? You're a bad dude. But I guess everyone's got emotions. Good luck, Tom. There's an open seat at this podcast anytime you want. Anytime. It's cool to be alive because we'll all be dead one day, but it is cool to be alive to see greatness like this and Novak Djokovic just winning his 22nd Grand Slam at the Australian. Now he's got 10 there. It's been great to see Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, guys who've done some great things because I don't know if it'll continue to be great. I really don't. We may have peaked. We may have peaked sports-wise. I don't know if they make them like this anymore. You know? We'll see. We'll see if a guy can go to 10 Super Bowls. I mean, it's a feat, dog. We got Mahomes. You got Joe Burrows. Do you think they're really made like this guy? Is it possible to be made like this guy in an era before all the medical technology, all the internet technology, all that? Is it possible? It's almost like that Paul Bunyan thing. Like, well, Paul Bunyan, I think, maybe could have outlasted the machine because the hard times made these men. These men, this is an era, he's from an era, I mean, let's be honest. When he started, the computer was just like starting, right? When did his first year? It was 2004 or something like that? He came into the league? 2000. So 2000. I mean, back then people had compact presarios and not everyone had a computer. It was a different time. Nothing was easy. So it's interesting. It was also a time where you could be a dick. You could be a fucking dick and it wouldn't be in the fucking news. Trying to tear you down. He left his pregnant wife. He's Tom Brady. What do you want him to do? Go to church with her every fucking Sunday? When did he have to become a politician? When did comedians have to become politicians? What the fuck? He's Tom Brady. What would you do if you were the handsomest quarterback and most famous athlete on the planet? What would you do? Stay with your wife and go to fucking the Cheesecake Factory every Saturday? What's the point of being the fucking Tom Brady? What's the point? I would say to Giselle, I'd say to that other bitch he left, I'd say, hey, bitch, I know we're arguing, I know you're upset, but let me ask you an honest question. If I can't leave you to go get some better fucking kiwi, what's the point of me being Tom Brady? Really? I think even God would go, you know what? That's what we expected Tom Brady to do. I don't think they'd let him into heaven unless he left his pregnant wife. These old photos before things got better, where they were just looking at his numbers, it looks like he's like, if they put this in black and white, it looks like they're about to put him in an oven in the Holocaust. Like, why do they just have him posing like this? Like, these are his combine photos. So good luck to Tom Brady. Keep on Bradying. Keep on throwing that pigskin.
Yeah.
And what I mean by pigskin is keep throwing that throw that dick around. You're a single man. With 46. It's all out there. And I hated Tom Brady because, I was a Giant fan. But it was sweet to beat him. And nothing but respect. Nothing but the best. I'd love to become friends with you, man. So just hit me up. I would totally be obsequious to Tom Brady. I would really. It's funny, though. It does wear off, and it's very funny. It's very funny to see a text from John Stamos and go like, I'll get back to it later. I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first you're like, holy shit, man, I'm friends with an American icon, a very talented guy, very famous guy, And I don't get starstruck by anybody, but there was a little bit of going like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then
subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, subscribe to the page. And then it's just like anything else. It's just like people are people. Like Tom Brady, it would be cool the first, like, if we hung out with Tom Brady, we'd be like, we talk about a few of his exploits on the field. And then by the 7th hang, you're kind of going like, what are you ordering? What am I ordering? How is the fish? Have you watched this show?
Yeah.
What do you think about this? So that's mostly what life is. But it doesn't have to be for Tom. Because he doesn't need to keep having boring relations. He can keep moving. You just do it till the end. You do it the way the Rat Pack did it, talking about Frank Sinatra and all these guys. You keep going. You keep going till you're 90 and she's 20. You keep pulling those ages apart like this. 90, 20, 30, 40. Live it up. There's got to be guys who are role model douchebags. What can I tell you? Thanks for watching, everybody. Congratulations to Tom Brady. And we'll see you next time.
We want to give a shout out to our Patreon sponsors. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the show. We love you, and please do not go away. First shout out.
I love the energy. I just want to say I love the energy.
Want to give a shout out.
It's real QVC energy. What's up, guys? When I read this shit at this point, I'm like, I just fucking Brooklyn Cattery.
But Brooklyn Cattery is actually really good. Matcha and Lauren, shout out to them. Making great sodas, prebiotic sodas that are great for you. Sodas that make you keep your feet. So go to BrooklynCattery.com. Put in the promo code Yannis Pappas, 15% off your next order, guys. You want to get these sodas. They're really, really, really good, and they're healthy for you.
But that's why we're not in the advertising business, because the sodas that will keep your feet is funny, but I don't think that's a great ad for them.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You don't want to think about diabetes when you drink soda. That's what ad guys, they think of all that stuff, right? They go, you want to think about losing feet or anything like that. Even though it's a positive thing, a trained ad guy would go, no imagery of diabetes, because they're all manipulative, mediums. So they just go, all positive imagery. It doesn't even have to do. You ever watch a commercial? It's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's like a cloud, and then there's just clouds. It's just clouds, and then they go to New Balance, and you're like, all right. And our brains just go, oh, nice. Yeah. All right, what's next?
We got Nate Linder.
But we don't got him. We've never hired him.
We don't got him, but he wants us to have him.
But he's here.
He just keeps on coming back. The guy's like someone that's hitting on a hot girl in the 11th grade. Whether you need more brand awareness, better leads, or more online sales, Nate is your guy. Home service businesses, e-commerce retailers, doctors, lawyers, pet groomers, whoever you are, Nate can boost up your business. He sold over and managed $1 million in digital advertising in 2022, so he's no rookie to the game.
The best part about this is we got this from third-party, nonpartisan information, non-biased information. This was done by a statistician. It is confirmed.
Yes.
Nate has managed over $1 million.
Yes, it's certified within the BBB.
In digital advertising. Mm-hmm. It's beyond. It's a certified fact.
But guys, if you want to check him out, go to NateLinder.com. Also check him out on Instagram, Nate_Linder, for his snowboard videos as well.
Yeah, he's a great guy, Nate Linder.
Now, Chris Minetti, if you want to cash your check, you're in a Philly in the South Jersey area, you don't want the government tracking, you just call 215-750-3730. He does not have a website. If he did, he would get shut down. If you don't want your IRS to track you, go ahead, Chris Minetti, hit him up if you're in the South Jersey, Philly area. He'll cash that check for you, no questions asked. Aaron Leaf.
It's good to have a guy like Chris Minetti in your portfolio.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a doctor friend so they can talk about their symptoms. Everyone needs a lawyer friend or something,
mm-hmm.
And then you need a guy where you can cash your check if times get hard.
Mm-hmm. The guy that always has toothpicks in his back pocket. Yeah. Aaron Lee, forthefree.com, organization dedicated to providing artists from Hawaii a place to develop their craft. Guys, they're bringing you the new up and comers from Hawaii. They're expressing the artistry in Hawaii. because no one really thinks of Hawaii unless it comes to tourism. So support these guys. They're really great. Making music come out of Hawaii, bro. forthefree.art. They're going to start sharing live shows. Actually, they just started sharing live shows in December. So go ahead and check them out.
Yeah, if you're on vacation, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's great. And also, they care about something nobody else cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Music in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So it's like they're the spot to go to.
Yeah.
They're the go-to spot.
That's it. They got a monopoly on the market. Dog.
If you're curious about anything that has to do with music in Hawaii, they're the go-to spot.
Yeah, the Band-Aids of music in Hawaii.
There's no Pepsi to their Coke. They got a monopoly on it.
Manly Girly Studios came out to the shows in Miami. Hopefully you didn't go to Thursday because I fucking sucked on that
You
show.
were figuring it out.
Yeah, I was figuring it out, but dog, it was like a Rubik's Cube, and I took a long time to figure it out.
Yeah.
But Manly Girly Studios, they have 4 hilarious podcasts that are guaranteed to make you laugh. They got Gringo in the Rough, A Side of Fries, Casa de Thinking, and The Manly Girly Show. They're unscripted comedy guys. They're really funny. And with hosts Ari, Andy, and their interesting friends, you're sure to have a ridiculous good time. So go ahead and check them out on their YouTube or their website, manlygirly.com.
And that's how Jared really feels about it.
Jared, no fumes except when inside strange wombs Satowski. He's moving a car in the San Antonio area. He has over 8 years of experience in the moving industry and has been operating his company since 2016. He is no rookie. Guys, if you want to move your car, go ahead to exclusiveautoshipping.com, fill out the form, and call the number on the website. That's it. He'll take care of your car if you want to move it but not drive it.
Oh, he threw a dust hit in there. The funny thing about it is that was the first time he got his full copy read. So there you have it.
Yeah.
It's taken a year and a half.
He's been here from the
get-go.
We appreciate
So
you, dog.
yeah, I usually just go, if you're moving your car, exclusiveautoshipping.com. Sometimes I'll say student and military discounts apply. But we do love all you guys for sticking around, supporting the show. It means a lot to us. We hope we've given you something back. So long to Longshore Coffee. That's the last time I'll mention you.
They might come to the show in Providence, though.
Yeah, and wish you luck. Your coffee's good. And, we got how many open spots now?
4.
4 open spots. So it's becoming a very exclusive club. It's there for you guys. Of course, we benefit from it. I'm not lying to you. We benefit a little bit, but barely compared to what you get. So if you have an emerging brand or you want to, put yourself out there, this podcast, I'll tell you exactly. It's 50,000 people listen to this podcast every episode.
Exposure, dog.
That's what we, so if you want to get your message out to 50,000 people for that it's, I got to stop. It shouldn't be something that people should know about because we also sell ads on here. But you know what? I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. So I'm going to keep it until we double in numbers, and then I'll double it. And it'll still be a nice gesture. So thanks for supporting us, right, Jared Harvin?
Of course. Thank you guys for supporting us. Remember, 4 spots open. If you got a business you want to promote, slide on in there.
On behalf of Jesse Scaturo, Jared Harvin, and myself, I'd like to say whatever episode this is attached to, whether it be a solo episode or Zoltan Casas, hopefully that's what it is. Great guy, by the way, very funny. Love that guy. So if you just watch that, loved it. But we're playing a little mix and match now, and we're really having some fun. So now we're playing pin the tail on the podcast. We don't know which one this is going to be pinned on. It depends on how I feel. So we'll see you next time.
It's been a